That countdown on. What's up? About to do this this live show. All right. Welcome back to another episode of The Rundown. We are here on a Thursday for entertainment news and reviews by fans, for fans. I am your host, Chris Fagan, and we're going to talk a little bit about movies that are turning 10 and 20. Man of Steel, that's, The Hulk. Also, some news for the upcoming Tomb Raider series, and I saw Elementals. I'm going to give my thoughts on that, all that, much more. Don't forget, guys, if you're catching this on the podcast, I just put it up on Twitter. That is a little reminder. If you guys want to support the show, if you want to get your voice heard on the We Got Your Mail portion of it, you can go to our Spotify. I put the link. It's on this video as well. It's on our Spotify channel, where you can send in a voicemail on any topic, whether we're talking about what we're talking about right here or any topic you want to talk about, any theories, your comments, your questions. Send me your voicemail and I'll play it right here on the show. We're streaming live here on Facebook, on Twitch, and on YouTube. So if you want to support the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you haven't become a subscriber already, subscribe to us on all of those. You can watch us on all three of them at the same time if you want to. I mean, I don't know if you want to hear my voice in surround sound, but hey, it's an option. Don't forget, guys, let me make sure that I get all this stuff working before I mess this up. Don't forget, guys, also you can support us on our Patreon as well. If you become a YouTube member, we will be including your live commentary. You can do call-ins as a channel member, or as a higher tier channel member. We'll eventually be getting you guys to be on the show through Zoom or through Discord. We haven't decided which one yet. We're also I'm streaming a little bit on TikTok as well. It's gonna be hard for me to pay attention to you guys. Right here, I got my phone right here swimming on TikTok. But if you guys bear with me, you might see me acknowledge you. So just type in there, acknowledge me, and I'll try. But if I'm not paying attention to you guys, you can hit me up on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube and be like, hey, what the hell's going on? Pay attention. I was like, my bad. I apologize. But yeah, that's how you can support the channel, as well as if you guys send a super chat in. Remember, I'll always interrupt the show just to let you guys be heard. I'll read your super chats, and they'll be displaying right here on the screen. I won't do the pop-up thing. I'm just have them displayed right there because I'm still afraid that the device that I use to pop up the super chats does not work more than once a day. So we got a great show coming after dark for the rundown when me, my wife, and Tabitha are here in studio. So I don't want to risk it. I want to be able to get all of you guys' messages up there, but I have it displayed permanently so I can see you. I can see you up here. Let me. There we go. Now I can see you even better. Greetings from Dallas, by the way. What's going on, man? From Dallas. So yeah, hey man, stop on by. Come to Houston real quick, man. Maybe we can see a movie or something. If I get these screening press passes and whatnot, so I might be doing a giveaway. So if you're in the Houston area, coming from Dallas, coming from San Antonio, if you're flying in, it doesn't matter. If you're already here, maybe I can hook you up with some tickets, man. All right, let's get into the current for entertainment news. The current entertainment news. That's happening right now. That's not the screen that I want. Where is it? There it is. There we go. And even though I look kind of crazy over here, I'm kind of zoomed in, but that's fine. That's fine. We'll just keep it going. Let's get into the current, guys. Starting off with the news that Warner Brothers is trying to woo Christopher Nolan back. So I read this article, and it said that Christopher Nolan was given a 7-figure sum from Warner Brothers. It was for his, I guess it's his cut from what was going on with Tenet, whatever money that Warner Brothers made from when it went to theaters and on streaming. They gave him a 7-figure paycheck. And it didn't say, the producer who did it, he said, this isn't a big deal. It's nothing. It's just, we're just giving it to you just to, because we love you, man. We just want to be nice. But he also admitted, he said, this is honestly just to try to get him back. Right now, if you don't know, Christopher Nolan had an exclusive contract with Warner Brothers. Most of his, the Dark Knight trilogies, most of his movies was with Warner Brothers, and it was a great deal. But when the pandemic hit and HBO Max needed content, and they, without the directors knowing that, were putting out movies for that year during the 2020 pandemic, they were just blindsided. They were expecting their movies to hit theaters. Nolan is known for making his movies for the cinematic experience, the theatrical experience. And he wrote this article, man. It was like a lot of us went to bed last night thinking that we were film directors, and we woke up this morning and we realized we were just making content for HBO Max. What the hell's going on? It was crazy. It was the it was the most tea-filled type of editorial article that I've ever read from a director. I mean, usually these people are trying to be professionals. They're like, let's go behind the scenes and we'll work it out. No, Nolan was like that. I'm Christopher motherfucking Nolan. I'm trying to censor myself, but I'm sure he was like, I'm Christopher motherfucking Nolan, and I'm not gonna be played like that. I don't know what to tell you about the executives at Warner Brothers, but all I know is, have you ever seen Blue Streak with Dave Chappelle and Martin Lawrence? All I can tell you is that he's gang. That's how mad I thought he was. It's Dave Chappelle just shouting, but he was pissed. So now with the fact that Warner Brothers is owned by new powers that be with David Zaslav, they're like, hey man, just throw him some money. See if we can get him back over here. Hey, baby, I know you got this new thing going on with Universal. And this deal with Universal, now he jumped ship from Warner Brothers to Universal. And his deal with them is it's crazy. I mean, he's got guarantees that my movies, when they come out, like Oppenheimer's about to come out, they are they're going to have a long theatrical window. They're going to have a theater run and won't be pulled to streaming the way they were doing it with Warner Brothers. Another thing that was in that deal, Universal is not allowed to put any other Universal pictures 3 weeks before or 3 weeks after his movie is about to drop. There's a 3-week front loaded and from the tail end window, but that only his movie is allowed in theaters from Universal. I mean, Warner Brothers and everybody else can do what they want, but from Universal, you better not have Fast and Furious come out anywhere near any Christopher Nolan movie. That's the window. I'm like, damn, he's got more than what any other studio is willing to do. And they were the only ones. They were like, hey, yes, sir, Mr. Nolan, whatever you say. And they gave it to him. So Warner, here's the problem, bro. You want them back, you're going to probably have to match that or beat that. And Warner Brothers puts out a lot of content, especially in theaters, man. It's like, hey, how you going to tell me, really? Like if a Harry Potter movie is about to come out or something else that's in the $1 billion club. He's like, nah, I got that July spot. And Nolan's like, no, I want that July spot. I mean, it's all that drama is just going to happen all over again. Am I wrong? It's just going to, so he's probably just going to stay put with Universal unless Warner Brothers is like, all right, we gave you that money just as a courtesy to be like, hey, remember who really made you this amount of money that you're used to making. Who go with the devil you know is probably what they're thinking. Go with the devil you know. That's just how I feel about it. Let me know what you guys think about this whole thing. Was Warner Brothers barking up the wrong tree? Did they burn that bridge? Is it too little, too late for them? And just hey, let me know what you guys think about it. I forgot to change the background as I was doing this. Don't worry about it. So let's move on to the next topic. Share your thoughts below, and then we'll talk about it in an upcoming We Got Your Mail. All right. Keeping on the theme of Warner Brothers. Did you hear about this? Superman and Lois renewed for a 4th season. But budget cuts, man. Like crazy budget cuts. It's like, all right, this is a very expensive show. And you can tell by the quality. If you see the other CW types of shows and you look at the quality that they put in Superman and Lois, you're like, Superman and Lois should have just been a Max or then HBO Max series. They were spending HBO Max money. It should have been an HBO Max or a Max series or whatever, DC on Max original. It should have stayed there. It should have been there and should have stayed there because it does not fit with the CW. And now that the CW, the Arrowverse, all that stuff is gone, they were like, will this show get renewed? Well, it got renewed. But that's why I did look at all those, you see all those red bands, those marks right there that I put in there. Look at all those people that got cut out. Now, I'm not going to get into the fact that they cut out all that color. They got rid of Steele. They're getting rid of his daughter. They got rid of Grandpa. They got rid of Lana Lang. They got rid of her daughter. They got rid of her husband. They got rid of the head of the was it Smallville Tribune or the Post or whatever it is, the newspaper editor in chief, who I didn't really care that much for. But then when I Googled her, I was like, I see how she looks when she's not on Smallville. I was like, God damn. I was like, yeah, okay, bring her back. But I digress. That's just me being a typical man. But one of the things I was disappointed in, I had not finished the last 3 or 4 episodes of this season 3, but I was enjoying this dynamic with who I call Black Lex Luthor. What's that brother's name? He was just in Comic Palooza. He was just here in Comic Palooza. But the whole thing about his family and Steele's family, his daughter, the son, the bad guy's son dating a good guy's daughter, you know, this typical Romeo and Juliet scenario, right? I was enjoying that. I thought this was good. The great thing that's about Superman and Lois is this: you have Superman. These stories that you've seen a billion times, they can get boring, but they put a new twist on it. Now we're learning about his dynamic with just being a father. How does Superman raise a son who also has his powers and another son who doesn't, and dealing with the trauma and the issues and the anxiety, all these things that we're dealing with nowadays. You got teenagers, they're hormonal, they're dealing with dating, they're dealing with keeping the secret, they're dealing with wanting to save lives, they want to live up to the legacy. One brother has it, the other brother doesn't. You know, then it switches. I mean, these were some great stories, and I was like, I'm really enjoying this show. But one of the great things about it was also all the down to earth, not larger than life, Superman has to save the universe stories that was happening with Lana, with her husband. You know, daddy got caught cheating. You know, then daddy got a new girlfriend. You know, all these stories were really, really. I mean, Lois dealing with cancer, stuff like these things that issues that Superman can't just solve by punching something in the face. You can't punch cancer in the face as much as we want to do it to get rid of it. That's not the solution to all these problems and how Superman deals. So to hear that these actors are not coming back as not recurring or not regulars, or maybe not at all in some cases. I was bummed out about that, but at least the show, maybe the right, and depending on when this writer strike ends, what kind of quality we'll get in season 4. But I'm happy that at least that it's coming back. Guys, let me know what you guys think about this, and maybe we'll talk about it some more on a. Let me make sure that these chats are not disappearing. There we go. I'm gonna put the chats in the center of the screen right here. Make sure that they don't. So let me know what you guys think about that and any other topics. Get these chats up so they won't disappear. And we'll talk about it on the upcoming We Got Your Mail segment. Okay. Moving on to Zazie Beetz. Confirmed online that she will not be joining Deadpool 3. And I'm bummed about that. The fact that she will be in, from what I've heard, I think she's cast in Joker 2. And I enjoyed her in Deadpool 2. I know that she got a lot of grief about not being the way the character is displayed in the comic book. I mean, they kind of did a reverse thing on it, her being a white woman and then having that black patch over the eye. But since Zazie Beetz is black and they put the white patch over that, they just flipped it. But I think after the movie came out and how well she did and how well she came off, I think people pretty much got, you have that initial 2 or 3 months, like, and then when they get over it, they're like, and when they hear that she's not coming back, they're like, oh, it'd probably be that same a-hole that's like, oh, like that, you don't look like the way it's drawn in the comic books, and then 4 months later, I'm not going to be in part 3 then. Oh, but why? You did such a good job. It'd be the same dude. But, that's just the way it is. We just got to get over it and stuff, Don't know what you got till it's gone. Well, it's gone. But here's the thing. I don't believe her. I think she's going to be in it. At the very least, an end credit thing. As of yesterday, we got that good news that it did not, it survived. Not only did it survive the whole Disney push on all the releases, but it also moved up. So we're getting it a lot sooner than we thought we were going to get. But I don't believe her. And I don't care if you agree with me or not. She's going to be, I can feel it. She's got to be in there. And I won't be disappointed if she's not. I mean, I'll take her at her word, but I feel like this is a misdirect. I feel like it's going to be one of those situations. So let's say, for example, I feel like the plot of it's going to be like Deadpool is trying to survive the destruction of the Fox Marvel universe and trying to make it out so he can survive and make it into the MCU. Domino's character is all about being lucky. She's probably going to, at the last second, be one of those people that Deadpool is able to bring along. Obviously, Kimiko, Megasonic, Teenage Warhead, hopefully Hugh Jackman, probably not Hugh Jackman. Colossus will be able to make it with him. I don't know if it's going to be a portal that's going to open up jump from the Fox universe to the MCU or something like that. Something's probably going to happen in the end when they got to make it through, and those core 5 or 6, whatever, are going to make it in. But Domino's very lucky, and Zazie Beetz is very hot. And I don't mean that by looks, even though she is hot by looks. I'm talking about like a sought-after actress. And I feel like she's going to sneak, like maybe an end credit thing she's going to sneak in. Maybe I'm off base on that. Maybe that's my theories going wild. But I'm looking forward to seeing Deadpool 3, and I think she's going to be in it. So she's lying. She's lying. Lies. She's lying lies. So do you think she's telling the truth? Is she not going to be in it? You going to take her at face value? Do you believe that face? You don't think look at that smirk on her face right there? You think she's lying? I think she's lying. I'm not going to, after No Way Home, I don't believe none of them. So let me know what you guys think. What are your theories on that? And let's move on to the next thing that's happening right now. Okay. Guys, don't forget, guys, to if you send voicemail, send your super chats and donations and help to support the channel. If you can't do that, you're not obligated to. You can hit the like button. If you're watching us live, hit the like button. Let me know what you guys think. Anything at Dave, you too. Hope you're having a great day. Oh, guys talking amongst themselves on TikTok. Appreciate you guys keeping yourselves entertained because I will forget to look to my right. Sorry about that. It's Throwback Thursday, guys. And on Throwback Thursdays, we like to talk about the movies from yesteryear. So 10 years to this day, not to this exact day, 10 years ago today, we had Man of Steel. And let me see if I can go full screen here. Where is it? Get this thing out of the way. We had Man of Steel. And come on, there it is. Let me go full mass. It might not work right away, but bear with me. I'm getting it. There we go. Ooh, got it right on the first try. And let's get rid of this crap at the bottom. There we go. Movies turning 10 years old and 20 years old. Man of Steel turning 10 years old, turning 20. The Hulk from 2023. Now I'm gonna start with Man of Steel. Man, that movie was so underappreciated when it first came out. Superman doesn't kill. Man, get over it, man. The movie that started off the DCEU, the movie that was the most controversial because of the whole Superman doesn't kill thing. But I think one of the best takes of a Superman movie ever. I think Henry Cavill was the best Superman that we ever had, and I stand by that. Now, time will tell. Maybe the next Superman that we get from Superman Legacy, maybe he will rock it and crush it just as good or even better. And maybe he might exceed. Maybe he'll be received better. Maybe James Gunn won't let this Superman kill. Maybe he'll make him smile a little bit more. Why don't you, like construction workers, like doing those cat calls? Why don't you, hey, Soups, why don't you smile there, sweetie? Huh? Why don't you smile? Yeah. But I don't know. I loved Man of Steel. I didn't join in with all that nonsense about him not killing and all that stuff. Don't worry about it. He's fine. Superman has killed. Don't worry about it. What was my favorite scene from the Superman movies? From the Man of Steel movie? My the I will find him speech from Zod. That whole Krypton scene in the beginning was amazing. I love that movie, man. The visuals in it, Jor-El, Kal-El, everybody. The way Henry Cavill played Clark, even when in the flashback, even though he was straight up 30 years old in the flashback trying to play a teenager. But the tornado scene, when they had to go back for the damn dog. I wouldn't have gone in that damn tornado. Hey, son, get your ass out of here. You've been vulnerable. Get over there and get that dog. I'm not doing that. That whole being willing to sacrifice his life to keep his son's secret. Man, that was a very emotional movie, man. I got teared up at that moment, but that's just how I felt. Let me know what your favorite scene. What are your thoughts on Man of Steel? Can you believe it's already been 10 years? And on top of that, the Hulk. The Hulk turning 20 years old. That movie was so bad. It was all we had, though. It was before the MCU. It was after Spider-Man, after X-Men, and I agree, J-Dubs, that did not get the props it deserved. It did after. It just like Zazie Beetz. You don't know what you got till it's gone. Then all of a sudden it was like Batman wasn't, Ben Affleck wasn't coming back. Henry Cavill might not come back. And it was like, oh. I was like, for years, Superman doesn't kill. You don't smile enough. I can see your taco meat at the top of your suit. I'm not coming back. Oh, but why? Same people. The second you got used to it, it crossed that moment from hating on it and trashing it and shitting on it to loving it. The second you was like, well, I'm out of here. Packing up my cape. I still got my cape in the closet, but you know I was on a preacher going to the Witcher. Oh, we want you and The Rock to work together. Oh, God, it was so funny. So funny. A Black Spider-Man. I'll be right back. They would leave. And then all of a sudden the movie comes out and like, oh, okay. I never said anything bad about Miles Morales. Yeah, right. But it was pretty unanimous that this was some trash. 20 years ago, and it did not live up to the standards because I saw what he was trying to do, the whole comic book thing, the fact that he was larger than life, but he looked like a cartoon brought to life. It just, the animation, obviously we know the animation wouldn't have been that great in 2003, but it was just the way it was written, the way it was, I mean, this close-up shot right here, that was awesome. All the close-up shot, but the bulkiness of them, the way it was handled in the Incredible Hulk when the MCU got brought in was perfect. The one thing that stands out to me most about this is the fact that Universal still has the damn rights to it. Sorry, I can't collab just yet on TikTok because I won't be able to pay attention on TikTok and do what I'm doing. So I'm sorry, no, I can't do a collab. But the fact that Universal still has the rights to it is funny as hell. To distribute to the distribution rights. But will the rights, is that Paramount? Is it Paramount? Is Universal? I think it's Universal. But hopefully, maybe that's a part of that Hulu deal that they're negotiating on, and to give back the distribution rights so we can have a proper MCU Man of Steel. See what am I missing? I'm gonna close the vote when we get to the. What's going on, Peter? Hey, how you doing? I'm gonna close the poll. I have the polling question up. As we close out Throwback Tuesday. So let me know what you guys think about that. We're going to talk a little bit about Elemental. Not that long. I saw it last night. And I'm just going to share just quick thoughts on it. But, I don't have a background for it. So let me just close that out. Uh-oh. Come on, Chris. What are you doing here? There you go. Fix that. For you guys on the podcast, I apologize for this little technical difficulties I was having with the monitor. So, guys, I'm gonna get to the chats. I'm not gonna pop them up this because I'm still afraid that it's not gonna work tonight, and I want everything to go off without a hitch for the rundown after dark. But when we get to the main topic, I'm gonna close the polling out. The question was: should Tomb Raider stay in theaters, or is streaming the series the best option for now? I'm gonna check out what you guys have said after I close the poll. All right. Elemental. I don't understand why it seems like that Pixar, it feels like everybody's just trying to just bash on Disney for. Was Pixar's Elementals a return to the Pixar greatness? Is it one of the top 5? I'm going to say no. But is it a high quality Pixar movie? Yes. The story it's an immigrant story. I mean, they're using elements like water, fire, wind, and earth, and they're not forming Captain Planet. These are living type beings, and they're showing a systemic elemental situation where some types of class of people, like water, are more favorable and treated a lot better than others. Since wind and water can work together pretty good, they treat them okay in that system too. Since earth and water have to go hand in hand, earth can't survive without water as well. But since fire can destroy earth, and the wind can, I got whatever is the opposite of water. The fire elements are the ones that are treated like second, third, fourth class citizens. And this is a story about a father who has a dream to make it in that big city, even though the odds are against him. And he raises his daughter, he has his wife, and they raise their daughter to someday, have a better life than he was able to have from his home country or town or part of the world. And the struggles and the themes and all that stuff is there. Like I said, this is a story of immigrants learning the ways and the customs, the culture of other, and it's about tolerance and learning that you can, even though you're a part of a world, you come from a world where the system is designed for your success and happiness. that just because the water character is in that, for lack of a better word, that's what the word is, privilege. He was a great guy, and he loved everybody. He wasn't an ass. I mean, there were people that were straight up jerks in there. Like, get away from me, fire! I swear, every time I heard fire, I heard the N-word. That's what get away from me, fire guy. I mean, that's what I heard. That's what it felt. That's how hard it hit with me, and that's how it felt, and that's pretty much what it meant. Flame head or whatever, all these, elemental type insults. But then you have people out there who are genuinely like, tell me about your culture. I'm curious. I never knew that. I want to learn. I want to empathize. Oh my God, is he getting woke? He wants to be woke. I want to learn. Oh, I mean, hey, we're not that different after all. You know what I'm saying? And just because our family trauma is out there trying to keep us down, stay away from those. They're all there. All those fire people are all the same. All those water people are all the same. They're all the same. Like, all the white guys are all the same. All the black guys are all the same. Like, no. Come on. And the way they got together, it's a typical Romeo and Juliet type of situation. But it was really about fighting through that, that trauma. Yes, is some of that pain and all that stuff justified? What history has taught us? Yes, but are we taught these things? For the that's the lesson. We're not taught. We're not born to have all these differences. We're taught these differences. And the cool thing about it was those lessons it wasn't beating you over the head with those lessons. So all the people who were upset about everything getting woke, and it wasn't beating you over the head with it. It was what it was. It was just the fire elemental people trying to find their way to work through their own family issues. I mean, even if the movie was only about one element, the fire people, it was really about a story about the father and the daughter struggling to start a business, pass on something to your children, build something for the beneficial of your family. It was really about that. And then on top of that, dealing with, being a fire element in the world of water all around you and stuff, where water is considered the better class or whatever like that. That was second to what was really going on. It was really about what was going on between the daughter and the father and the fire side of it. So it was a great story. I took my kids to go see it. I thought, for me, as an adult, I should have had the sound up. I didn't have it up, since I said it. I said the word. I said for me. So I should have had that up. I'm doing that right now. There we go. I said it.
For me.
For an adult, it was a good story. It was good. It got me choked up at the end, which most Pixar movies do. I was curious on how my children would react to it. My youngest he's hard to entertain now. He's so bored about everything now. He only wants to play video games. My daughter and my oldest son, cracking up the whole time. And I was shocked. My youngest was bored as hell because he's a video game head right now. But my daughter and my oldest son, oh man, every 10 minutes or so, just dying laughing. There was a couple laugh out loud moments in it, but they were rolling. So if you have kids, they will enjoy it. It was very enjoyable. It was enjoyable for me.
For me.
Very enjoyable for them. All right, that's Elementals. Go check it out. It's worth a watch for, especially if you have families. But it's a quality Pixar standards film. Won't be in their top 10 or anything like that. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it'll be one of those underappreciated like sleeper hits. But I feel like it's going to be a moderate success. I mean, it's a decent. Great story. Magical and enchanting. There you go. There's my blurb. All right. Let me know what you guys think about. We're going to go check it out. And let's move on to the main topic of the week. Oh, man, we're right at 30 minutes. I told Peter Lang, I said I was going to make this an hour show. When I'm by myself, I don't think I can drag it out for an hour. So probably 45 minutes. Phoebe Waller-Bridge has come out that she is executive producing Tomb Raider. And it's going to be a series on Amazon Prime. I am whelmed. I am whelmed about this news. This isn't anything that that I thought was going to. Oh, let me fix this. I'm sorry about that. Fix the lower third. I should have had that playing the whole time, shouldn't I? There we go. I'm 50-50 on this because I know her writing style for like things like Fleabag. She's a great comedic writer. But I was surprised. I was shocked actually to know that she did so much work in movies like James Bond and things like that, writing as well. And so I know the talent is there. I know she's good creatively. But here's what I'm going to bank it on as far as, because I don't believe she's going to be in Tomb Raider. I don't think she is putting herself as Tomb Raider. I think she's just producing. At least that's from what I understand. I would not know how to feel if she was Tomb Raider. No. Because I'm one of those guys who like the last Tomb Raider, the last film that we got, that should have got a sequel. I thought that actress did a fantastic job, and I was looking forward to a part 2. And I heard they were still kind of on the fence on that. But I think later on, I think they decided they're not going to pursue a part 2. Now we're moving on to a series. Now the question I asked was, should they continue with the theaters? Could Tomb Raiders only be in theaters, or should they just make it a series since they have? I don't think we have never done that yet. Or should they do both? Could it be both?
I'm so excited about my new Casper mattress.
The wrong button there, so I got something popping up that shouldn't have. Or should they do both? So as I close the poll, let me see what you guys landed. Can I pull the poll up? No. So that's why I was opening up this other window. Where did it go? There it is. So here's where you guys have landed. Nobody said both. 86% of you guys said it should be a streaming series. I'm surprised at that. I thought I had fun with the movie, the last movie, but maybe it's from the Angelina Jolies and the times of that is come and gone. Maybe it's just time to see what they do on streaming, which I agree. I'm for that. With what Phoebe Waller-Bridge has brought to the table as far as James Bond films and things like that, I'm very curious on what this is going to. I know that the talent is there, and here's what she had to say as far as her series for Amazon Prime. So there's so much I can incorporate. I mean, the character of Lara Croft was inspired by Indiana Jones and James Bond. So there is so much, and I just felt like the perfect final step in my own personal adventure through this kind of franchise world. So that was just her in an interview, her comments on taking on or tackling the Tomb Raider movie. For the fans, especially the people that are against her, is she the reason why Indiana Jones is gonna flop or whatever, right? It's gonna probably depend on how well Indiana Jones is gonna feel. Like if Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny flops, they're gonna lean so hard on Phoebe Waller being the reason. That's why. She's a feminist, and I don't want Tomb Raider as you know it. You know that's it's gonna be the only reason. Not the fact that Harrison Ford was too old and this thing should have been rebooted years ago. But it's feminism. I just feel that that's what's going to be the situation, or just bad writing, or great writing. I don't know. I've heard good positive things about Dial of Destiny, but I'm so curious on how she is going to handle or tackle Tomb Raider. Now that was from the mentality of only knowing her as a comedic writer, and I forgot that she's also written for action adventures like James Bond. So that was interesting. I'm like, okay. So at least it's not a situation where she's just throwing herself in. I feel like I can do that now. Kind of. No, she has the experience. So I'm curious on what the take is. I personally would have preferred a movie. I personally wanted a sequel to the last one that we got. And I'm nervous about how this is going to be produced based on what's going on with Lord of the Rings and things like that. But Amazon is known to make some great shows or movie series and some great original movies. So working side by side with Phoebe Waller-Bridge, her taking this on as an executive producer, I'm curious. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed on it. So the question is, where do you guys land on this? I mean, overall, do you feel like this is a good move? Are you more inclined to watch it now that you know that she's not going to be Tomb? That's not Tomb Raider. She's not going to be Tomb Raider. And even if she was, I mean, she could fit. She kind of fits the look a little bit. I just don't know if I would buy her as an action star. But I haven't seen her in action. So I guess maybe after I watch Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, maybe I could see her as a Tomb Raider. I don't know. I was curious on whether or not she was going to make herself Tomb Raider. So I don't think I could buy that. But let's find out what you guys are saying in the live chat. Let's move on, guys. If you want to, if you have any of your questions, your comments, concerns, you want to talk about it, you can talk about it here in the live chat. I'm about to read them off on the We Got Your Mail portion of the show. Actually, there was something that I wanted to pull up from the chats from another video that I wanted to bring up. Maybe if I have time, I'll pull it up. But for now, let's find out what you guys have to say about the main topics. We got a great show coming for you tonight for the Rundown After Dark, so be aware on that. Hopefully, Peter Lang, hopefully you'll be able to join us with the call in. Let's move on to the We Got Your Mail portion of the show. So, did I fix it? There we go. All right. So I'm sorry if I don't, like I said, I don't have the lower third up. Let me see if I can pull up what you guys are saying and put that up on the screen. Let's see. We got the poll. There we go. I can't get the poll out the way. I ended it. There we go. Will it show me the results? Oh, it doesn't matter. See if I can do something, at least something, so you guys can see what I can see. Starting off at the very top of the screen. I'm gonna have to do something else. See if I can make this. I want you guys to be able to see what I'm reading here. Can you guys see that? I'll do the best I can. Starting off from the top, J-Dubs. For me, he said it. He said For me, I thought Alicia Vikander's Tomb Raider. I was not going to try to remember that name. Tomb Raider's movie was really fun and was looking forward to the second, but looking forward to the series. My hope is Jodie Comer. You're looking for Jodie Comer as Tomb Raider. Jodie Comer. Jodie. You think that's... Ooh! Now, speaking of which, Jodie Comer from Free Guy and from Killing Eve. Speaking of which, Phoebe Waller-Bridge also wrote for Killing Eve. So, I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried, like on TikTok, I'm not worried about it. So, as far as the writing and the quality, because if she, as I just remember, thank you, just jogged my memory. She wrote for Killing Eve. So as far as like action, and with that was dealing with spies and assassins and murder and things like that. And there was some action in there too. So if she can do that, she can write for James Bond. I'm not worried about it too much as far as her executive producing Tomb Raider. Jodie Comer as Tomb. Ooh, I likes that. That came from the dub. Let me see if I can shrink. I can't. I'm trying to get your, because it cuts off your name a little bit. So I apologize for that. I'm trying to do the best I can to get it all to fit in the screen here. So I'm sorry if it cuts your name off. J-Dub also continues with greetings from Dallas. Oh, no, we already read that one. Oh, B Gill Studios back in the house. Acknowledge me. What's up, man? I hope Naomi Scott as Lois. Naomi Scott. A lot of you guys are putting your 2 cents in on who you think Tomb Raider should be. So yeah, keep that going. Give me some names. Let's do a rundown of maybe that should have been the damn the topic. Damn it, that should have been the topic. Who should play Tomb Raider? Put that in the box. I want to get. Okay, so we got Naomi Scott. Let me see if I can put that picture. First, we had Jodie. Let me put Jodie in there. See if I can do that. We got Jodie. Now let's Naomi Scott. There we go. She fits for a lot of things, but you know she reminds me of she reminds me a little bit of let me get rid of this. I'm sorry. Of Alicia. If I was gonna cast her, I might as well go and just cast Alicia from the movie and just start her over again in the series. Or me personally, if I was doing it, I would ask Phoebe to make it a bit of a sequel to that movie. I would just cast Alicia again. If I was gonna go with Naomi Scott, who I think is a great fit as well. I'm just so much to me. For me, I know I was about to say it.
For me,
there's so much similarity in their physicality. Not that they look alike. Look at how they look alike. No, I'm not saying that. I just when I see her, I still kind of see Alicia. So I just might as well stick with Alicia because I feel like that worked. But maybe Naomi would be a better. Come on, keep those coming. Keep those suggestions coming. I like that. J-Dub continues. I wonder if WB would make him. I guess we're talking about Christopher Nolan. Only PG-13 movies. Universal doesn't seem to care. I just wonder if Warner Brothers would make him make only PG-13 movies. Universal, yeah, Universal don't really care. I don't think there'll be a limit like that. I think if hasn't Nolan done some R-rated movies? No, maybe not. Maybe they were all PG-13. I don't think. Yeah, that's a good question. Would he make them? Would he only make Christopher Nolan do PG-13? No. I think Christopher Nolan has gotten to a point where I got to scoot this TikTok closer to me now because y'all talking now. I think Christopher Nolan has gotten to a point where it's like, I'm Christopher motherfucking Nolan. I can make whatever I want to make. It's going to be X-rated. Yes, sir, Mr. Nolan. Whatever that dump truck of money comes in, just bring it in, just dump it into his house. X-rated. Thank you, Mr. Nolan. Can I have another? Yeah. I don't think so. That's a good question. That's a good thought. Peter Lang, Peter Lang, the creator of The Current, no longer Entertainment News. We on the current topics that was suggested by Peter Lang, and I got to make a graphic for that for The Current. I'm thinking about something with a lightning bolt. So anybody you guys can help me with graphics, especially out there on TikTok, if you can help me with graphics and stuff, I appreciate it. Like a current news. I'll do the voiceover in a world. Peter, if you can do that, let me know. Christopher Nolan has become a diva who's more trouble than he's worth. Ooh, hot takes. All right, but I'm not going to disagree, but the results speak for themselves. I mean, when he blew off that tee and was like, let me just dust off my old typewriter here and tell Warner Brothers what I think about. I was like, yeah, that was kind of unprofessional. Like, I thought you should have handled that behind the scenes. But when you get to a level where you're like, what do they say? It's not bragging when you can back it up. Would I have done it? No, but I'm just Chris Fagan. That's Chris Nolan. So, yeah, I'm not going to disagree. But he was hot. I mean, but at the same time, during that, when he wrote that article, he was defending the fact that the directors, they were lied to. Like, yeah, these movies, they're coming out. I understand there's a pandemic, and you remember how they handled with Scarlett Johansson with Disney when Bob Chapek was in charge, and he was like trying to use the pandemic to his advantage. I can't believe you're asking for so much consideration and so much money. Don't you know there's a pandemic going on? Yeah, but you still are under an agreement. So just delay the movie until the pandemic lifts and then put my movie out in theaters where it was supposed to go, which we agreed upon, like the other studios are doing. And they pulled that same move with Christopher Nolan and all those other directors. And it was like, y'all, you went back on their word. So he was hot, man. He had a little reason to be hot. But I'm not going to disagree with you. A little diva-ish. Why can't you? All these things should be for me. For me. That also deserves that other one. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Where's that other sound? There we go. Because if you're going to give Christopher Nolan what he wants.
Some of y'all are about to get sued.
I just wondered if just read that one. B. Gills. Greetings, good sir, from the Chicago burbs, by the way, from the suburbs of Chicago, from Chi-Town. I didn't know you guys from Chicago, man. I don't know why I had it in my head that y'all were here in Texas. Okay. Greetings and salutations from Chicago. J.A. Dubs continues on. Really frustrating where we never got a proper sequel to Man of Steel. Yeah, Man of Steel 2 should have. But at least for the rumors for who should have played the villain for Man of Steel 2, at least I feel like James Gunn will do it. Like if we wanted Brainiac to be the villain for Man of Steel 2, James Gunn's going to do that. At least we're going to probably get a proper Brainiac. Because even if Brainiac isn't the villain in Superman Legacy, and with the name like Legacy, I don't know. I just feel Brainiac is the choice. Because Brainiac was from Krypton, and he threw the start, or at least that's what I remember from the cartoon. He was also from Krypton, and he started shrinking planets and collecting things. J Dubs really. That was what we. Peter Lang, Man of Steel 2. Man of Steel is 2/3 of a good movie. Actually, the Hulk was decent. My favorite scene from that Hulk movie was when was that Liv Tyler, the girlfriend, when Betty was in that helicopter and Hulk was about to destroy it. And they used her as the secret weapon to calm him down. And then he just shrunk down in the middle of the street. Shorts stayed on. I was like, this is some bull. I never liked that about the Hulk, how those pants just stretched before he realized it. But the pants just would stretch. And that was the biggest Hulk ever. How did those pants stay on? And they shrunk with him. Never liked that. He should have been Bucky, naked. And it just made sense. But it is what it is. Let's see. Moving on. Man of Steel has... Let's see. Man of Steel, this is from Peter Lane. Man of Steel has no idea of who Superman is. I mean, that's what a lot of people feel like. That it wasn't... That he was too mopey. And that he was too depressing. I just looked at it as a more realistic take. He was a confused man. And on top of that, the other criticism was Superman wouldn't have gotten all those people got hurt. I mean, he's only been Superman for less than a day. He just put the damn suit on. It wasn't like Christopher Reeves' Superman, where come to the Fortress of Solitude, we're going to lock you in, we're going to go through like 10 years of intense training. We're going to use holograms and all kinds of metadata to get you ready for anything. And then by the time he was done, he was like, I'm ready. With Man of Steel, it was like, who am I? Ain't no time for that. The city's the world's about to get destroyed. Go out there and figure it out. Like, God dang. So I got to give him a benefit of the doubt. Superman wouldn't have let all those people die. Zod was a trained general, even without the superpowers. With no superpowers, if they were regular men and being outnumbered 3-1, Superman technically should have got his butt whooped. It was only the fact that he had those powers and was able to use the advantage of being able to breathe the atmosphere faster and adapt, had years to adapt faster than them to his advantage. Also, look how fast they adapted, though. That was that home training, that military training. They adapted within 24 hours as well when they had to breathe the oxygen and all that stuff. Superman had years of, like, we talk about with Batman, with prep time, But prep time, yeah, Superman had years of that. So I mean, that's when I'll be an apologist for the writing. But a lot of people felt the way you feel. He continues on with Paul Kent says maybe let a school bus full of children. Yeah, maybe. Come on, I'm a father. I'm sorry. Yeah. To protect my family, a lot of adults, so they won't admit it out loud, but a lot of adults would say the same thing. F them kids. You my kid. You the only one I'm worried about. You know, because he was afraid of what how the world was going to treat him. Oh, you can do that? Well, it's time to the government's going to be like, I need you to bring that boy over here. You need to lock him up, and we're going to dissect him. You're never going to see him again. And then maybe 10, 20 years later, you might see him pop up as a soldier, helping him take over the world. You know, keeping all the other countries in check. Because America, number one. You know, I'm telling you, that's what would have happened. That's exactly what would happen. Or he would have gone mad dealing with all that, broke out, and then took over the world anyway. He would have helped Zod, probably. Yeah, these people, they locked me up when I was a kid, and they treated me like trash. Let's terraform the world, Zod. Let's do it. That's how yeah. But Pa Kent he did the best he could. Keeping that boy in check. Michelle William Birchfield. I'm sorry. Michael. Only reason why I thought it said Michelle at first is because the screen is far away, and whenever I see MWB, and I'm going to give my excuse here, I think of a friend of mine. Her name is Michelle Brumfield. So when I saw Field, I saw that clearly. So I thought that was my friend Michelle Brumfield. But Michael Birchfield, I apologize for misreading it, says, hello, friends of the chat. I finally caught the live show. There you go. Sorry that when by the time you finally caught the live show, I butchered your name thinking you were somebody else I knew. But welcome back to the channel. Peter Lane continues on. Superman levels the city instead of taking Zod. I already covered that. How it's been said before. That fight was going to happen wherever Zod wanted it. It was pretty much the equivalent of a regular average fighting ability guy fighting a UFC champion. He was a trained general. Let's go and have this fight in the desert so nobody gets hurt. Why? I don't give a damn about these people. I'm already in Paris about to tear it up. If you want to stop me, come stop me. There was no way Superman was going to dictate where the fighting terms were going to be. Come on, man. When people getting hurt. Duh, that's the point. I'm trying to get rid of these people. I'm trying to bring back Krypton. That's my purpose. But come on, man. Let's fight in the desert. No. Flicks another human. Why? You're breaking buildings. F these buildings, man. This inferior ass planet. Flick, another human dead. Like that was what was gonna happen. Let's see. Peter Lane continues on. Let's see. Pixar never left greatness. Their standards, no, they never have. Their standards and the way they. I'm just when I said the greatness thing, I was talking about how they're being treated and received. And Disney's been a punching bag lately from fans. Not deservingly, no. But it's just that's what I meant. But you're right. They never left. I started this 3D animation. This the motherfucking thanks I get. That's what Pixar should be telling all the other animation companies. I started this 3D animation. They didn't create it, but they were the pioneers. And this the motherfucking thanks I get. J-Dubs continues off with, I wonder, with her comedic background, is it meant to be a comedic show? I'm curious what the tone will be. That's exactly what I'm wondering about. Because it fits better with, and I know Tomb Raider can be snarky, that British, wit. I know she can be sarcastic and whatnot. But is her comedic style, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, does it fit with the tone of Tomb Raider? The word I was really, what I was thinking of. I'm glad you were able to put that word back in my head. Tone is what I'm worried about. That's what I'm worried. I have the exact same fear. Continues on with, I heard there was a rights issue that interfered with the sequel. What would the issue be though? I'm gonna look it up, but I heard that they were on the fence of whether or not to. I heard the only issue was the money that it made. That's what I heard. That's from, if I'm remembering correctly, that was the only right. Like this, it should have had the right. Oh, that's where they put the results. Whenever I'm looking for the end result, whenever I click in the poll, I always thought it would throw it up somewhere else, but there it is right there, the results. J-Dubs ends it off with, if she is Laura, I can't see it being remotely serious. Exactly. That's what I was hoping. Like, please don't cast yourself as Laura Croft. But I would have to see her in action. I guess I've never seen her in an action type of scenario. But I heard that, did she write for James Bond? And I guess we're going, in the first interactions of a action like scenario that I'm going to see her in would be the Dial of Destiny. So I'll get a taste of it. And from what I've seen in the reviews, it's not that bad. So maybe she can pull it off. Hell, as a twist of fate. I mean, Liam Neeson didn't consider himself an action star, and then that's all you can see him as. I got a certain set of skills. Like, he did more comedies. Wasn't there a comedy that Liam Neeson did where he was a ghost in an old castle? And he was falling in love with the living couple, the woman that was there. I remember a scene where he tricked a girl that he was in love with, who was alive, and he was a ghost. And he's like, "Come hug me, come with me." And then she went to hug him, and she went right through his body. He fell to her death, and I got her forever. What was the name of that stupid? It's a dumb movie, but it was funny. That was it. That ends off the week. Or is that no? There's some more. Let's see. Peter Lane continues on. Tell me where to contact you, and we can organize the call in. I'll reach out to you. This is for later tonight. It's either going to be Zoom or Discord. I haven't decided yet. The Dubs, Jessica Henwick. Let's look her up. For Tomb Raider, what's her name from Iron Fist? Her for Tomb Raider? I mean, I would be against it, but it wouldn't be fair. That's what I'm thinking, right? That's her, right? From Iron Fist. Yeah. Oh man, it wouldn't be fair. Like, she clear out the whole island on day one. I wouldn't be against it. I want to see her succeed. I want her. But for Tomb Raider, you already know what people are going to say. But I wouldn't be against it. But like I said, it wouldn't be fair to the people on that island. She would take them all. Big Gill Studios gives us another suggestion. Emma Watson. I know who Emma Watson is, but I'm going to just pull it up anyway. Because I don't know if I would believe it, but like I said, just like Liam Neeson, until I see it, I would have to believe it. I don't think she'd do it though. But okay, right here, the picture right here with the hair up right there, that's a Tomb Raider kind of. That's a Tomb Raider forehead. Yeah, so she could pull it off. I can see it. Okay, yeah, okay. All right. I mean, I'm never going to say no to Emma Watson. I mean, it's Emma Watson. Miss Watson, if you're nasty. I like that. They actually tried to delay Black Widow for a very long time. I know. That's what she wanted it. On top, okay, the delays originally came from what was that executive producer that didn't want Black Panther. They didn't want a female. They didn't want that dude that got let go. He was in charge of like the Netflix series and stuff. I forget his name because him and Kevin Feige got into it all the time. He didn't think Black Panther would make money. He didn't think a female-led superhero would be profitable. Delay. Then they tried to delay it for the pandemic when it was like, nah, we got to get this stuff out. Okay, to be fair, to give them the benefit of the doubt, for all they knew in the peak of the pandemic, this was going to last for a long time. It could have been people were predicting the end of theaters, that streaming was the way we were going to go moving forward. And that would have been so bad for the industry, man, because the quality of movies that we would have gotten out of that would have been so bad. Like, you think the CGI sucks in some movies now? Oh, man. But because you can't put a $250, $300 million dollar movie and just only put it on streaming, you're not going to get your money back from that. And Top Gun Maverick proved that, oh man, that's where the money is. The theaters ain't going nowhere. But for all they knew, and that's why HBO was like, all of our movies are going to HBO Max for that whole year, everything. And that's what Nolan was pissed about. But for all they knew, Warner Brothers and them could have been right. The pandemic could have killed the movie industry for all they knew. And if that would have been the end of the theater, then they would have had no choice but to only focus on streaming. So they were banking on that. So yeah, you're right. The delays for as long as they could, and then they put it out. But if they would have been patient or because if anybody has the money, Disney has the money to do what Sony was doing, to do what Universal was doing, focus on the theaters. The theaters will come back. Paramount, the theaters will come back. But no, they didn't. At least Bob Chapek wasn't too worried. Look how he handled it, that whole situation. Bob Iger was pissed on how unprofessional he was handling that and making it such a public spectacle of the drama between him and Scarlett. Let's see. I said decent, not good. yeah. Well, we was talking about, we was at the Hulk. We was talking about. Yeah, I said decent, not good. Peter Lane, how long is flying away from a crowd? You don't need training for that. How hard is flying away? We're gonna have that debate. Okay, here we go. It's not hard. How are you gonna make Zod fly away? And you got Zod. What about his other generals? The other two. What about the spaceship that was terraforming the Earth? What if that plan to crash into that didn't work and that thing was still terraforming the planet? Everything that happened on Man of Steel 2 happened where Zod and his team wanted it. Superman was outgunned, outmanned, and tactically no match for a war-trained general. All the Kryptonians, this is going to be a Superman debate, all the Kryptonians on Man of Steel are trained from birth, designed and raised from birth to be whatever. If you're a dentist, you're a dentist for life. If you're a carpenter, you're a carpenter. That's all. That's your purpose. Zod was a general. His purpose was Krypton. How difficult is it to fly away and have the fight at a desert? All right, you grab Zod, you go to a desert and fight. What about the other two? What's his second in command is tearing up Paris. The big dude. I'll go to Egypt and start tearing up some pyramids. What you gonna do about it? You got Zod for as long as you can hold him. What about the other two? They don't have to. Just like I said. Come on, let's go have this fight away from these people. Why? These people are the problem. Flick, another one dead. Flick, laser, another one dead. That was the whole point. That fight happened where they wanted it. Kal-El Clark was not going to dictate the terms, and he could not outmuscle them all. The only hope was the way the way they handled it. Death was the only answer. I mean, obviously, if we're at the debate of Superman doesn't kill, I mean, he has and all that, but it's just for me. I said it again.
For me,
it made sense that death was the only option. I mean, it just made sense because that dude was not going to stop. Let's get him in the Phantom Zone. What Phantom Zone? let's use kryptonite. They didn't discover it until the next movie. They didn't even have it yet. I mean, yeah, they had none of. I'm just basing it on what was at Superman's disposal at the time. He was he was outnumbered by 3 trained instruments of war. You get into a room with a general, his soldier, his colonel, and they're like, we want to have a fist fight with you. And then you go, okay, let's go out in the ring and then let's do it. And he just knocks you out. That's basically what happened. No, I said, like what was that movie? A shootout. It's supposed to be a shootout, like a Western. that fight was happening wherever they said it's gonna happen. No, God, let's go over here and get away from Bink. Punch in the face. Would you let me finish? I said we should have the fight over Bink. Another punch in the face. Laser. I just destroyed another building. While you're debating, I'm destroying buildings. I'm just saying that's what Zack Snyder was taking it from, that realistic tone. The whole we're fantasizing the whole awesome scene from Christopher Reeve's Superman 2. General, can we have a word outside? And then he just went out there, and then they kept it civil in the streets. But I'm trying to save a whole civilization in Zod's mind. Why should I keep it civil with you? You're nothing to me. You have the DNA that I need to rebuild our planet, and you're trying to stop me. I'm not going to, and I look at these humans as ants. They're nothing to me. Let's all have this fight in the desert. All right, you grabbed me. What about her? And what about him? They don't have to follow. And they know you're not going to stop. They know, like I know, like you know, that you're going to try to save as many of them as you can. So while you take me out and take me to the desert, they're killing a bunch. You know what I'm saying? That's just the whole point of it. That's just the logic, the way I see it. But a lot of people agree with you that people were upset about that. A lot of people agree with you. It says that another thing. What did you say here, Peter? Did you say something naughty? Because I'm about to show it. Let's see what it says. Let's see. How hard is it to fly away? Ike Perlmutter. Thank you. I'm bad with names. BGL Studio says we could have gotten a Black Widow film in Phase 2 after Captain America 2. That would have made sense. Peter Lane, my point is that they could have dumped her movie in the theaters when Tenet came out. Yeah. Instead they waited more than a year. Yes, you're right. And yes, Chapek was a complete arse. Well, yeah. The theaters only exist still because of, and I guess you continue, exclusivity windows. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, right on. JD, the MC, Man of Steel is so underrated and misunderstood, man. Those who don't know just don't know. Those who do. Appreciate your take. Let's see, Peter Lane, the film, the flaw in your Man of Steel argument is the things I wanted was inside Superman. Yeah. All Superman had to do was leave, and they'd have to follow him, or I'll go grab your mom again, and you have to come back. I mean, you saw how fast he came. I'll pull some time to the side for after dark, and when everybody gone, me and you can get on the call, and we could have. I love this conversation. Love it. Oh yeah, no, you need baby, you need me, son. You need me. You know that the is inside me, and you can't bring back. You can't bring back. But that was the case when he destroyed that ship. No, what did you say? If you destroy that, you destroy Krypton. Krypton had its chance. He did that anyway. That happened. So that whole run away thing, and they have to go find him. I mean, eventually they would catch up to him. Eventually, and the longer the fight lasted, they were getting stronger and stronger. The real advantage that Superman had was the fact that he had all that DNA of Krypton inside of him, and he was able to probably absorb more sun. And he, like, power level wise, he was beyond all three of them. But he loves the people. He's a man of the people, baby. And like I said, you're gonna keep running. Flick, another one bites the dust. Flick, 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 and another human gone, and another human gone, and another one bites the dust. You came back. Like you said, Superman, he tried, like just like how Toretto is on Fast X. Not only is he saving the city and saving the world, but able to save people like in the split second of a thought. Like if you haven't seen it, I'm sorry if I'm spoiling it, but that was ridiculous. But that's how Superman is. He doesn't want to let anybody get hurt. So if the more he ran, the more people get flicked. So yeah, I mean, I'm saying I understand your logic on it, but I feel like I can counter it, getting into the mind of a psycho. And like you're gonna keep running. You know your mama's still over here, right? Keep running and see what I do. Then Superman would have to come back. And then I mean, eventually that divide and conquer tactic would. I mean, these are military soldiers. You go to this corner of the earth. You go to that corner of the earth. I'll stay right here where his mama is. And if he keeps running, start tearing stuff up. Eventually, divide and conquer would have kicked in. I'm just saying. I'm saying. That's just me. Anything else before we call it? What do we got here? I appreciate you guys. You keep me on my toes, but I feel like I'm trying to dodge and weave. But at the same time, to be fair, let me get on your side of it now, Peter. When it comes to anything, writing style, comic books and all that stuff, it all depends on who's writing it. Like the ultimate question of who can win out of between Batman and Superman, it depends on that's my answer. It depends on who's writing it. If I'm a Batman stan, Batman's gonna win. If I'm a Superman stan, Superman's gonna win. But Superman could do, I don't care. Prep time. That's all I'll say. Or if I'm on Superman's side, Superman just has to fly into the outer Earth atmosphere and laser the Batcave until Bruce's heart he listens out. Yeah, it's still beating. Bzzz. Got him. You know, it just depends on who's writing. So yeah, everything that all the tactics and stuff. Like if there was a way to figure it out and to make it make sense where nobody gets hurt and to incapacitate Zod and his team and stuff. If there was a way to write it to fit the tone of the movie that we got and to make it make sense, yeah, go for it. I mean, like I said, in Christopher Reeve's version, they went to the fortress. It was able to get them to the Fortress of Solitude and trick them into taking their powers away, and then murdering them. I think threw them down. He took Zod's hand, and picked them up. Bye, Zod. Talk about Superman, don't he? He wiped them out in Christopher Reeves, didn't he? They died. I think they died. Like Christopher broke his hand at least. That scream was awesome. He was like, "Now bow to me," and Zod had his hand out like, "Now take my hand, kiss it." And he took him. What's funny as that was the best part. And he picked him up and bye, Zod. I mean, hey, if you can make it make sense. That's what I say. One last thing before we go. I'm sorry, I closed the window out. There we go. So leave the area of or throw Zod into a gas station that blew up the entire area. Yeah, exactly. You're right. You're right about that. But that goes with my argument about he's not experienced in any of this stuff. And the reason why I like that scene, that whole scene, was even Clark figured that out after he already did it. You boom, blow the gas station up, and you're like, oh, I messed up. People are so used to Superman not being flawed and stuff and being, a god amongst men. But even in the comic books and stuff, he makes mistakes. I like that. That's why I like the series so much. He's showing his humanity, and it hurts him when he because he got all. I mean, even in the Christopher Reeves movies, when he was mad that he couldn't save his dad's life, all these things that I can do, all these powers, and I couldn't save him. It was the same situation. All these things that I can do, all these powers, and I blew up that gas station. Ain't that a the city save looked worse than I'm not going to read that out loud because I'm on other platforms. I'm not going to say it. But let's just say, the city looked, the city you should have put that in quotes. He saved looked worse than 11. I'll just end it with 11. The Hulk didn't cause that much damage, and he was the damn Hulk. Facts. I'll give you that. Depends on who's writing. Man, come on, give me a chance here, Peter. Give me a chance. Superman, Batman has 0 chance. The writing is only way in. The writing is the only way in hell Batman could win. Yes, but that's true about anything. Writers dictate everything. All right, guys. I gave you helped me do it over an hour. There we go. My stamina's still strong. Thanks, Peter, for keeping me monologuing about Superman. So I'm gonna call it because I got to get ready for tonight for the rundown after dark. Guys, appreciate you guys for watching. Those who stayed along, a lot of you guys dumped out. It's like this has become the Peter Lang and Chris debate Superman show. So a lot of people bailed out a long time ago after I finished up with all the main topics and whatnot. So that was funny. But guys, appreciate you guys for joining us in the live stream for the podcast, guys. If you go to the podcast, the Spotify through Anchor, and you click on, and the link is in the description below. You can find the link for voicemail. You can send voicemails, and I'll be checking those. I think I'm supposed to get an email alert that a new voicemail is in there, and then I'll play them out during the show, during the We Got Your Mail portion of the show. And I'm pretty sure that I'm going to get a voicemail from Peter Lang anytime soon. And another thing about Zod. Let me tell you something about your precious Zod. He should have did. Like I could already say this coming. At the very least, I'm hinting that that voicemail better come in, Peter. But yeah, send me your voicemails. Hit the like button. Let us know what you guys think about the show. Anything that you guys want to discuss. Send them to me. I love hearing from you guys. I love having these conversations. This was fun. I like this. But I got to get ready for the show for tonight. I got to do some of my day job stuff and get that out the way so I can stop, so I can pay the light bill. All right, guys. I appreciate it. So for everybody in the chat, for Michael Birchfield, I'm sorry I butchered that earlier, from Peter Lane, from B. Gill Studios, all the way to... Just trying to scroll down from J-A-Dub to where my boy at? Where is he at? I know I see him. JD the MC. All you guys, appreciate you for being in the live chat. Appreciate you guys. I was watching on TikTok. Nixon the Navigator as well for keeping me company on TikTok. Guys, that'll do it for today. I'll see you guys tonight for the rundown after dark. We'll have my wife, we'll have Joy and Tabitha with me. And until then, good day and sayonara. Have a good one, guys. Peace. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button, like, and comment your thoughts on this topic or any topics that you think that we should talk about in upcoming videos. Also, you can follow us at T3 Medias on Instagram, Twitch, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and we also have a T3 Media Studios podcast where we post our movie reviews and episodes of The Rundown. Till next time, guys.